Hey everybody, I got a 2024 Sprinter and I'm going to show you guys how to quickly hook up an amplifier. So if you guys don't know how to go and do this with your factory head unit, it's going to be pretty easy, and you may be already doing this, as all you have to do is actually replace or upgrade your door speakers. So I got the door panel off here, and behind the door panel I'm going to need to tap into the factory speaker outputs, which are right here, and I'll display for you guys which wire is positive, which wire is negative for driver and passenger. And then I ran this back inside here to the JBL component. Then I ran tweeters to the factory location and they fit perfectly, and I did not have to do any kind of modification. And then I ran the wire back in to here. So this is how my door speaker is going to go and connect. And I'm probably going to mount the amplifier underneath the passenger side seat. So if you're doing this, I'm going to show you guys this whole thing working, but this is how easy it is once you have decided to upgrade your door speaker. And I'll have two videos on how you can go ahead and do this. The first video is more detailed about just regular speakers, and the second video is going to cover components and how to install this and get everything routed correctly.
That's right.
Okay, now you guys have seen behind the panel how this all works. I'm going to go ahead and put the panel back on, and we're going to get the rest of this install done. Again, factory speaker output goes to your amplifier or to the component box under input, right where my thumb is. So let's talk about what you could fit underneath the passenger side seat base. So I have an 8-inch sub, and this is a 2 ohm 8-inch sub, and it did not come with a box. So the box was about 30 bucks and this is about 40 bucks. So not very expensive. It's really easy to go ahead and mount. It was already pre-wired, so the wires are there, and I just connected it to the subwoofer. And my amplifier is 2 ohm stable, so that works. If you decide to go and get two subs, you're going to obviously need a better amplifier. This is chirping out at about 60-70% when it's playing music from the Mercedes. When it's playing something on the actual Bluetooth, the issue is not there. And I did try a line converter from Kicker that's supposed to be really good, and when I put it on here, I was just getting so much feedback. And so the issue literally is going to be the input from the Mercedes, even though I went through the RCAs with that line converter from Kicker. Again, I'll leave you guys links for everything in the description box down below. And in order to get a ground signal, you don't need to go and run it through the bottom here. All you need to do is use this particular factory bolt and clean up the area, as this is definitely going to work for an amplifier. Again, I hate making new holes inside the van, and this definitely works. It just goes right here. You tighten it up. So I finally got a good amp that actually works, and the Bluetooth is good, no issues, and I could even hook up the rear speakers. So the rear speakers come in, here's the line from the car, and then they go out to the RCAs right here, and then from the RCAs I also just go straight back out to the speakers. No issues. I tested it. This is a 4 ohm speaker. I did try the 2 ohm speaker. That was not a good choice because these smaller compact amplifiers oftentimes need a 4 ohm sub, and they don't tell you that up front until you have it installed. So this is 4 ohm, but the sub sounds good. And if you want to get two 2 ohm speakers, you could probably run 2 subs. So it's been about 800 miles since I installed the amp, and honestly everything is working out great. For me personally, it was very important to have an amplifier that had Bluetooth that I can use while the vehicle was off. And that's why I mentioned that I ran an extra switch right there with the diode so I could turn on the amp anytime I want without leaving the Mercedes system on here, because this takes a lot of power and I really don't need it if I'm going to be just using Bluetooth from my phone. And there's my switch. When the car does turn on, this turns on automatically and just displays the voltage for me right here. And this is off by 1 volt because of the diode. And the diode really makes the whole operation so much easier, as there's no backfeed. And I'm planning on using diodes throughout the van. And they're very affordable for less than $1. And they're easy to make. So anyway, check out the amp. I'll leave you guys links for that. The new amp with the 4 ohm sub has been working out perfectly, and it took me a very long time to find it. It's a really clean install and looks good. It's all underneath there, and the best part is I can still service it in case I need to make any adjustments or replace a fuse. I can do it through that compartment on the passenger side seat. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. If you guys want to check out the speaker install, the tweeter install, or any of the wiring videos I've done, I'll leave you guys links to that. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.